Hello everyone, Cap here, and welcome back to some more Mechabellum. There are a couple of strong players online, so let's spectate some. This one is already round 3, but I still want to spectate this. So this one, kittens are better than puppies, is maybe a smurf of cats are better than dogs, not sure. Sounds like it though. And lol, obviously no name here, at least me and regular viewers probably. So blue is supply specialist, subsidized stormcallers, red is cost control specialist. And red is going for sledgehammers and marksmen, which is kind of unusual. Not really being played anymore as much, like it used to. It was really popular a while ago. And yeah, blue really likes stormcallers, by the looks of it. So this will be blue's round, I'm pretty sure. Let's see how much more red can... Nope. Can take. Probably nothing else. Just the one level 2 sledgehammer here. With tower debuff, but Stormcaller's kind of drunk. Finally hitting. Device Specialist and Rhino drop. And more Stormcallers. It's nice because I know, and even more Stormcallers, so 6 Stormcallers now. No EMP on Phoenix. Why I'm checking EMP on Phoenix is because with 6 Stormcallers now and knowing LoL, I feel like we might see a Missile Interceptor War Factory coming down by red against all of these Stormcallers. And usually to counter Missile Interceptor War Factory, Phoenix with EMP is really good. But no EMP on the Phoenix here, so let's see if this goes in the direction that I think it might. So Missile Interceptor War Factory would be super good here. Rhino buying some time, but not much else. All the Phoenix is down though. So yeah, basically once again it comes down to marksmen against Stormcallers more or less. And with so many Stormcallers left, it should be the Stormcallers' victory here. Yep. But it's okay. Let's see if... Also as cost control specialist, LoL has more money, so let's see. I'm calling War Factory Missile Intercept. Actually picking Amplifying Core though. That does not work with the War Factory. War Factory cannot equip items. Amplifying Core on these level 3 sledgehammers. Also intensive training on both sides by the way. And melting point here. I feel like blue was expecting the Missile Interceptor War Factory maybe to come down on this side because there are level 2 Stormcallers over here and this would have been the first side that would have gotten covered by a Missile Interceptor War Factory, but there is none, not yet at least. Melting point also helps with leveled sledgehammers, but it still feels like blue was calling the War Factory there. So but we will never know. One missile interceptor turret also on the right here by red. So some missile interception, but not a ton. Melting point with amplifying core, holding out for very long. No field maintenance on the sledgehammers. That would be really good here, if they would all heal in between those Stormcaller shots. Sledgehammers would be alive for way longer and could actually pressure the Stormcallers. But unfortunately not attack that red brought. Parasitic ammo for red. Are we seeing top supply? We are. Top supply by blue, so blue is very much ahead. This is a hedge, kind of, so if blue doesn't keep winning now, top supply specialist will help later on, basically. And more missile. Ooh, okay. So no war factory, but instead the missile interceptor turrets. I rarely see this many missile interceptor turrets anymore. Interesting. But I guess now, especially already seeing the melting points, red does not want to go missile interceptor war factory anymore, so just going for the towers instead. No tech on the marksman. With the levels, elite marksman might be actually a good pickup here for additional damage against the melting points in particular. Missile interceptors really helping, so right side, look at this, still so much alive here. Missile interceptors doing the work actually. Not nearly as good at intercepting anymore, like they were before the nerf, but it's working out here. Interesting. Very good, very good. Good for red, that is. Not good for blue. So, with all these missile interceptors, and they all stayed alive, now blue kind of has a problem. All of these Stormcallers do nearly nothing at the moment. And blue is going for some fortresses to deal with those sledgehammers, and also fortress with rocket punch to deal even more, or even better, with these sledgehammers. Level 5 sledgehammers here though, with now also range. So they can actually take down a fortress. And if they do damage quickly enough, there's still chaff on the board that might tank the fists as well. Also there's EMP on the sledgehammers. Let's see if red might also go for EMP to disable the punches. Not fully sure if that's worth. It might be though, especially if more fortresses come out. Chaff wars going on still. Let's see. I think one punch landed over here, but only hit mainly chaff. Barrier was hit. Some sledgehammers go down. I don't think it was enough. I feel like red is doing really well here. Melting points kind of awkward here now, so that actually makes me think even more. I think the melting point was calling the war factory. That's why the melting point came down. And in this scenario it's not that good though. Against just sledgehammers, against leveled sledgehammers it's okay, but still not very good. So instead fortress with punch is much better. And two more fortresses. Okay, let's see if we get some some EMP or something by red to deal with those punches, or how red is planning to address this. Two missile interceptors went down on the left here. And yeah, being rebuilt here. Very important. Oh, this missile is coming down and actually going to hit. Fortresses with barriers now, but no fortress here. And also this rhino is going to... well, it's going to land late, I think. Could have stomped. If you land a rhino on other units, the rhino will damage the units or kill the units if they have less HP than the rhino. But they are too quick, I think. The rhino will not land on top here. Still no tech on the marksman. That's interesting. These level... well, there are 3 only, I think. So, I guess. Fire now, though, on the Stormcallers. To deal with chaff. Might have also expected Frank production on the fortresses. But... nothing else to deal with the punching fortresses in particular, so no new type of high damage like a melting point or something, but also no EMP. Is this enough? I feel like he's getting outvalued now by high HP units. That's getting closer and closer, that's for sure. Might still be enough holding out here. This level 2 fortress though with super heavy armor, by the way. That's that's a beefy boy. But still enough, it seems. Not a ton of damage. Decent damage, but not a ton. Yeah. And the longer the game goes on now, by the way, once again, top supply specialist is on blue's side. And nuke for red. It's a bit awkward. Nuke into all these barriers. The barriers need to go down. And okay, there's EMP now, finally, on Stormcallers. Putting down all the barriers to protect against nuke. Senior Defense Specialist was picked by blue. And more fortresses, of course. When you have double-tagged fortresses, and they don't get hard countered, you just spam more fortresses, because it's just so much HP and so much damage and everything. Let's see if this is enough here though, by red. I'm not sure it is. EMP definitely helps with the punches and everything, but yeah, look at this fortress. It's level 3 and still money to level. Could be level 4 even, with super heavy armor. And there's no melting point or anything on red's side. I think this might be too much HP on the board. And once again, the nuke is not doing anything as long as the barriers are up, so all the barriers here need to die. And even then, this fortress is so thick, it's not going to care that much about the nuke. And yeah, nope, completely useless. Triple barrier still up. Chaff game working out though, actually tanking some punches here as well. But this fortress though, I don't see how red is killing this. And yeah, also these others, it's too much. It's too much health on the board now. Just level 1 Stormcallers are not going to do enough damage, and some Sledgehammers and some level 3 Marksmen without tech or anything. Yeah, it's way too much. Just when you don't get hard countered with giants, especially with fortresses, and you have already fortresses with 1 or 2 techs, just spam more. That's basically how a lot of games go these days, it feels like. Yeah, without melting point or anything, you cannot keep up with this amount of health coming down on the board. Alright. Jeez. Good game, good game. Let's spectate another one though. Alright, let's spectate this one. I picked this because of I heard someone pronounce it Keys or Keek, or I am not sure how to pronounce it, but very strong player as well. Weekend Tournament America's Advanced Group Champion. And Hanek, I am not sure, but also high CP, so cost control specialist for blue here with crawlers, phoenixes and arclights. And red is marksman specialist with sledgehammers and crawlers. And some more marksmen, by the way, so I like that we are seeing this more again. So more sledgehammers it seems, and more marksmen from the games that I've spectated over the past few days. Though I feel like most times when I see this, that actually loses. So sledgehammers and marksmen, not necessarily the strongest right now, but people are back at trying it out at least, so that's nice. Blue picked deployment specialist and so did red. Yeah, early on especially, you can get so much value over the course of the game. And more marksmen getting spammed by red. Interesting. So is this going to be a classic mass marksman and then either like Vulcans or just more sledgehammers or something? We will see. So marksman Vulcan is a true classic. Maybe we will see it here. Let's wait for it. And fangs getting added by blue. Somewhat chaff and delayed chaff. So putting the fangs here, the crawlers will engage first and then the fangs will come in later. And potentially provide, well, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, them being out here. Usually you want them to protect your phoenixes. So if the phoenixes would be over here somewhere, these fangs would be really good to buy them time. They still will buy time. Well, they were positioned because of the marksman maybe. So I'm not sure, maybe these were bought this round, so blue didn't know. Either way, they are not bad against marksmen in general for sure. Fangs, really good chaff, and will buy a lot of time against marksmen. And can actually decide these types of battles. Because if the marksman gets stuck, and then you have something like phoenixes yourself, you can just take down all of the marksmen while they are distracted with the fangs. Not quite enough here though, just a few fangs left. Subsidized Stormcallers. Is that a sledgehammer range? All good items, all items or cards that could be picked, to be honest. Stormcallers by blue also makes kind of sense against marksmen. I feel like it's always good to have some Stormcallers because oftentimes they can actually kill the marksman in peace or just randomly kind of when the marksmen walk into the missiles. Extended sledgehammer range though for red, and more sledgehammers getting added. So it will be a marksman and sledgehammer game after all, it seems. Definitely is going to need mech rage soon though. Not the best chaff clear right now for red. Crawlers and fangs going to stay alive for quite a while. Stormcallers not doing that much just yet. They're getting distracted by a lot of singular crawlers and everything. Finally shooting at sledgehammers. And tower debuff coming in. Kind of getting run over now. These Stormcallers did so little this turn. And that's, by the way, why I don't like to put my first two Stormcallers both in the middle. I feel like it's always better to have them right and left of the towers. So outside of the towers, I mean. And here we go. Mech Rage on the sledgehammers. Move faster, but also attack faster. So get hit less possibly by Stormcallers because of the movement speed, but also can take down chaff more quickly because of the attack speed. And more Stormcallers. And these go on the outside here. Might be a bit better this turn. That being said though, Mech Rage Sledgehammers. Kind of good against Stormcallers. It will come down to how much time Blue's chaff can buy for these Stormcallers. And for the Phoenixes as well though. Phoenix is also really good here. If the chaff is gone, to take down the sledgehammers and potentially also the marksman. But yeah, Blue is working on the chaff game as well. A lot more fangs and everything. Let's see if this is enough to buy enough time. And yeah, right and left Stormcallers finally also hitting quite well. Center Stormcallers, okay-ish. Oh, actually these also hitting some crawlers pretty good. Crawlers coming down in the middle though. Blue needs more chaff clear in the middle. And maybe more chaff as well. Losing like this in the middle is a bit awkward. And yeah, actually still red coming in with those Mech Rage sledgehammers. Hit by Blue. And Amp Core, probably going on the highest level sledgehammers. Maybe these. And Fortresses now coming down for Blue. Provides tankiness, so buys time for the Stormcallers, but also obviously Fortress really good with the damage against the sledgehammers itself as well. And also getting barriers, so a lot of health now on the board. A lot of time getting bought by these Fortresses now. That's very good for Blue here. Definitely a good call, I think, to go into Fortresses with barriers right now. And yeah, this Sledgehammer is the highest from the XP here. All these are level 2, but this one has also some XP in level 2, so makes sense to put the Amp Core here. And let's see if the Fortresses are enough now. And chaff is getting cleared left and right. Still a couple of crawlers coming through in the middle, a bit annoying, but Fortress is now also going down. Did buy a bit of time though and took down some sledgehammers. But this might be out of hand. Sledgehammers can kind of steamroll if the sledgehammer player wins rounds consistently and the sledgehammers keep getting XP and everything. And then with Mech Rage and everything, it can steamroll. And it's kind of hard sometimes to counter it once it's going. So we are kind of seeing this here. Even though fortresses are really good here, might have been already one round too late with the levels on the sledgehammers. Also, by the way, extended sledgehammer range is really important here as well. Fortresses, by the way, not nearly as good against extended range sledgehammers than they are in a normal scenario. They need to walk up quite a bit before they can actually start taking them down. It's often making quite a bit of a difference, I've noticed. And also, look at this. This will hurt. This might be the last round here. This orbital is too good, I think. It's going to take down a fortress with also double tech now, by the way. Got the Fang production. And probably also some crawlers and some, yeah, and the arc light. This was way too much value, I think. Other orbital was also okay, I guess, but not nearly as good. And since already last round Red was winning, without the stuff here on the right side, I'm pretty sure this is a steamroll now. Shielded Fangs, buying quite a bit of time. But there's not a ton to back it up anymore. Considering the right side was basically non-existent, it's quite fascinating how close this was still though. Look at this, only 4 sledgehammers on the right. But yeah, it's too much. GG's. The orbital kind of sealed the deal here. But it was already going into Red's favor here. Kind of from the beginning. Yeah, it was a steamroll. It was a clean game. No health was lost by Red, so Red won all rounds. Got all the XP and everything. And yep. Alright. GG's. Not the longest game, so let's spectate one more actually. And let me find a fresh one and a good one. Noise. This one is just starting. A Yota game. I featured Yota in, I think, my previous video, depending on when I upload this. Very strong player for sure. Rhino specialist. Interesting. I want to see this, how Yota is using the Rhino. Because Yota is playing standard and Rhino is... Yeah, Rhino in a standard setup can be a bit awkward, but also can be really good, depending on how you use it, and I want to see this. With sledgehammers, arc lights and crawlers, and Red is quick supply specialist, with sledgehammers, crawlers and phoenixes. No anti-air here by Blue, so this is a default win, kind of, for Red. That being said, most other things are going to die, so it's pretty much just the phoenixes that are making the difference here. I think sometimes round 1, if you are going up against phoenixes, I think these were bought, so Blue didn't even expect this probably, but sometimes if you go up against phoenixes in a starting setup, depending on how you start, you might want to just forfeit round 1 against the phoenixes and not build anti-air and focus on other things and just winning the round hard, and then it's just the phoenixes that are winning the round and that are getting the XP as well. And I think that doesn't matter as much early game. So sometimes it's worth, in my opinion, to ignore your opponent's starting phoenixes. Anyway, more sledgehammers and another phoenix as well, added by Red here. So many sledgehammers today. Are sledgehammers like flavor of the day, of the week or something? So many sledgehammers. They were not around at all, kind of, the past few weeks, I feel like. Mainly due to fortresses. Fortresses are still a thing though, so I'm not sure. They got nerfed, but not sure if it makes the biggest difference for sledgehammers. And a chaff getting added here, some delayed fangs on the left and right. And this sentry though, taking down a lot of crawlers and a pack of sledgehammers, really good. Also these fangs, depending if the rest of the battle is getting won kind of easily by blue, these fangs can also take then down those phoenixes. And on the left, it is working out. Might also on the right. Fangs really slow though, and short attack range. But it's good enough. Couple of fangs able to deal with the phoenixes. It's bad when you're the phoenix player to lose to fangs like that. But well, the fangs are just the tool to eventually take down the phoenixes. The actual fight had nothing to do with the fangs. It was everything else basically. And the chaff clear is just better by blue with the arc lights. So I think the arc lights made all the difference here in this entire last battle. Missile strike coming down for blue. Going to take down sledgehammers and crawlers. So kind of similar to the sentry here last turn. Also missile strike by red. And going to take down some of the fangs to protect the phoenixes. More fangs getting added by both players, I think. And stormcallers actually. Stormcallers by blue, and once again we are seeing extended sledgehammer range, by the way, by both players. Interesting. So now 4 packs of sledgehammers for red. But also just with the 2 sledgehammers here, 2 packs, blue also picked the extended range. So people really like that card, it seems. Chaff clear just so much better though for blue with the arc lights. And yeah, stormcallers. The downside of extended range sledgehammers is the decreased HP by 30%, and that actually matters quite a bit against stormcallers. So yeah, sometimes I'm not sure if extended sledgehammer range is worth because of that. Even the level 2 sledgehammers here die kind of quickly to the level 1 stormcallers. But good enough for now. The 4 packs of sledgehammers won. So must be doing something right. Supply specialist round 4 is maybe a bit late already. Orbital for both players. And here's also now the level 2 Rhino by blue. Coming down at or on round 4 now. This was changed recently. Previously it was round 3, now it's round 4. But also Rhino Specialist now starts with more health. And yeah, blue has a ton of health still. Double barrier coming down to protect the stormcallers and sledgehammers to a degree. And the arc light and the crawlers. Very good value here from the barriers to protect against the orbital. No barriers for red just yet, at least. But there is Mech Rage on the Sledgehammers. And by the way, the Rhino here, positioned in the back, kind of. There's not the best damage here to deal with the Rhino, so it can hold out for quite a while and take down a lot of Sledgehammers or something. So might be pretty good here. And more Stormcallers by both players. Just one pack here and two more here, with the bubble in the middle as well, so everything is covered by bubbles. And yeah, look at these level 2 Sledgehammers though, just dying so quickly to the Stormcallers. Yeah, I'm not sure, extended Sledgehammer range is a bit awkward sometimes. That being said, are there any tanks left? I don't think so. So it will be... Actually no, there are some here. And maybe there were also some here. They are so small, they are so hard to see. But I think no more on the right now. So these two Phoenixes are having a good time here. But are probably not enough to take everything down. Maybe. A couple of Fangs here. And oh, Tower Legoth now coming in as well. Yeah. Actually, close. 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 Oof. I think it's one Fang or something. Yeah, hero. Hero Fang taking down that final Phoenix. And only one bubble died, by the way, so this is pretty good for blue here. Really? Supply Specialist round 5. I mean, there's nothing else really, so I guess. Maybe Strike Specialist. Also maybe Deployment Module for the Rhino. So this basically costs 100 because you're not skipping and it costs 50. Yeah, Yota is actually skipping. So it will take 2 more turns until you break even. So in 3 turns, that is round 8. You will start making money from Supply Specialist. So not sure if that's... It might be worth still because both players are still so high on health, but at the same time... Red is now down 100 credits this turn. And there is a War Factory. Maybe in anticipation of more Stormcallers. As well as, well, War Factory is really good against Sledgehammers as well. Because, I keep saying it, if you're not sure how good the War Factory is with the regular attack, just think of it as a fortress. Because all the stats are very similar to Fortress. I think it deals a little bit more damage, but has the same attack speed and the same splash range and everything. So it's basically Fortress attack. And yeah, Fortress attack really good against Sledgehammers. Rhino buying some time, but level 2 Phoenixes a bit much. Also Missile Interceptor turrets here now by red, 2 total, 1 right, 1 left. And still the Phoenixes though, it's so annoying. I feel like at this point, if I was blue, I would definitely make sure to get some decent anti-air next turn. These Phoenixes are kind of getting annoying with the levels and everything. So these Phoenixes also now could take down the War Factory. Because they were not addressed yet. So they get more and more annoying here. Extended Stormcaller range, top supply. Underground threat would be good here for red to pull quite a bit and delay this side. Top supply by both actually, round 6, still okay. And okay, this is an answer to the opponent's Phoenixes, so I like this very much. And not only to the Phoenixes, but also Stormcallers and Sledgehammers. So very good pickup here. Dealing with multiple things at once by just pressing this one button. It's a very good choice here by Blue. Nicely seen. Bubbles coming down. Just taking down some crawlers here. So Red isn't even trying to take down anything else, because Red was sure this would get bubbled anyway, and is just taking down some crawlers. Which makes sense, and yeah, Blue is trying, but this is also getting bubbled, so Blue is not getting value. More Phoenix, more Fangs. Yeah, just buying some time and having the Phoenix deal damage now at this point for Red. Delaying here on the left. Oil really good when you're playing Stormcallers. Stormcaller plus oil, quite the good combo. And these Phoenixes are also... well, they are kind of getting stuck on chaff for now. Finally attacking some Sledgehammers though. Definitely helping with those. And also finally working on Phoenixes as well, while the War Factory is tanking with the massive health pool that it has. So yeah, War Factory Phoenix production is really good here. That being said though, not enough quite yet. Not a ton of damage though. This is a good game here. Round 7, both players still quite healthy. Senior defense or senior manufacturing? Senior defense. Probably also senior defense, I would assume, for Red. And another War Factory, of course. Makes sense. Especially with the tech. So good right now with the Phoenixes. Yeah, also senior defense by Red and range on the Phoenixes. And levels on the Phoenixes. Red's Phoenixes have a lot to do here and are really good against the War Factories. The damage is really needed, but also to take down the produced Phoenixes from the War Factories. And there's a level 2 War Factory here now. So it will produce level 2 Phoenixes as well. Are we going to see fire, by the way, on the Stormcallers to set the oil on fire? Actually, no, there's no money. Would have been decent to deal with the chaff, I guess. Oh, some flank crawlers here, pulling away all this chaff. That's a very good manipulation here. And now these ranged sledgehammers with extended range, they have 180 range, they are snipers now. Can come in and take down the Stormcallers on this side, as well as that one Arclight as well. And now the chaff on the left side is actually super important. So this one crawler flank actually made a big difference on how this played out on the left side. That was really, really good. For 100 investment with these crawlers, this side was absolutely demolished by manipulation of the pathing of the units. That was so good. And this is a pretty hard loss now, I think, for Blue. That was so good. Yep. Quite a wreckage here. Hit by Blue, and what was sold? Something was sold. Didn't see in time. Are we just going to see a sentry to address these? Maybe. Yeah. Just make sure everything doesn't get distracted for too long. Senior attack specialist now also for red. And a melting point coming down with range on this side for the level 2 war factory. Level 2 war factory here with 464,000 health. It's quite a lot. And this turn we will see Stormcallers with fire though. Kind of wish we would have seen it last turn already with the oil here, but I don't think it would have mattered that much. The Sledgehammers don't care that much about fire and probably would have still won the left side quite hard. Also, sentry on the right, expecting the same thing to happen here. Good call by blue. If you get fooled once on one flank, usually you should also consider doing the same or covering for the same on the other flank as well. And more production here. Sledgehammers now also coming down out of the war factories. These Stormcallers getting hit so quickly once again. Fire now though, helping with these crawlers for sure. Chaff dying somewhat quickly. Also the level 1 tanks actually, the level 1 Sledgehammers, because of the minus 30% HP I guess. Well, there's also senior defense, so it doesn't matter, but level 1 Sledgehammers actually kind of dying quickly as well to fire. However, oh, this is important, the melting point goes down. Cannot take down this war factory. And this war factory level 2 has to tank everything now. While these Stormcallers and the produced Phoenixes work on the opponent's units. And it seems to be barely enough, maybe. Yeah, I think there's no anti-air anymore, so these Phoenixes will win the round here. It's super close though. What a close game here. Not a lot of damage coming in. Just the Phoenixes, and these are produced Phoenixes, so they deal no damage. Yep. Wow. And round 9. Let's see how this turns out, this match. This is interesting. I very much like this. Range Specialist and Iron Blast. Oh, so many actives coming down this turn. So probably a lot of bubbles coming down from both players, I would assume. 4 bubbles here. So Orbital was off cooldown as well, and Missile Strike, and yeah, Iron Blast was offered and picked by blue. Once again putting down the sentries here for the crawlers. Underground or subterranean blitz for the crawlers here, so that's kind of a counter to fire. They take 70% reduced damage while they are underground, so they don't burn as quickly while running through the fire. And might actually survive. Some more delayed chaff here in the middle. Temp range, temp range. Taking out crawlers here with this missile strike. Iron Blast to take down, or at least damage the melting point and potentially take down some sledgehammers and these Stormcallers here. Crawlers not doing much. And another melting point, by the way, added on the left here as well. Iron Blast not hitting the Stormcallers, taking down the Sledgehammers and a level 3 Phoenix, also quite important, and dealing good damage to the melting point, but it's not dead. Chaff is all gone already, so this is once again down to Phoenixes, the melting points here, and Sledgehammers on the one side, and the... oh no, it's locked on. Can it die in time? It can. This was so big that the Iron Blast did so much damage. That's why also this one so low, but it's still able to take down the War Factory. But so close again. This is barely any damage on the board. Well, a bit, actually. These Stormcallers, I guess, and some Sledgehammers. It's some damage, but it's not enough. So we will go into round 10. This is such a close game here. And another tech. Range on the War Factory. Triple tagged War Factories here now. And this one's level 2, maybe level 3. I would love to see level 3 here. Just because. I'm not sure if it's the right call, but I would like to see it. And yeah, with range, they are just less likely to quickly get locked on by the melting point because they drive forward. And ooh, 2 more War Factories though. Look at this. 4 War Factories with triple tag by blue now. I really like this. This might be too much. So many Phoenixes are going to get produced. And some Sledgehammers that also distract. This is going to be close here. Will depend on the engagement of the... Oh wait, no. There's EMP on these Sledgehammers. And the Sledgehammers have range and extended range from the card. So they... Oh, they have such a long range. They can kind of quickly disable the tags on the War Factories. Oh no, this is so sad. If the War Factories get disabled, all these 3 tags are gone. No production, no range. And that will make a huge difference. And the chaff doesn't last that long. So it will come down to that, I think. Actually, yeah, left disabled, disabled. This one not disabled yet, and it's actually taking so much damage from the level 2 range War Factory. Left side is losing pretty hard though. Disabled here, and now tower debuff coming in. Left side was lost and also disabled, so all War Factories disabled. And the leveled Phoenixes, the damage is so important here to take down this massive beast, and it is too much. No, EMP too strong. No 4 War Factories, multi-production memes here allowed. Alright, this was a very good match though. I very much enjoyed this one. But yeah, EMP is just so good against War Factories in particular. You invest so much into War Factories just because, well, they cost so much. And then if you have multiple tags on them as well, just getting EMP'd it's so bad. But yeah, it's the right call. Very well played by Red here. But also especially with the range on Sledgehammer and extended range, they have 192 range with the tower temporary range as well. So yeah, they can lock on kind of quickly as well and from a safe distance. And yeah, GG's. Very well played. Good games, good games. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.